The next market structure, which is easiest to do straight after monopoly, is monopolistic competition. The reason being is that there's only one difference between monopolistic competition and monopoly. If you imagine everything that we learned about a monopoly, such as they are price setters and that there are high barriers to entry, monopolistic competition is a little bit different. They try to be price setters and they try to profit maximize, but in monopolistic competition, there's one unique characteristic. That is that there are low barriers to entry. Okay.
Uh,
And there might be slight product differentiation, but that's not a difference. That's not the key point. The key point is the low barriers to entry.
mm,
What I mean by that is it's going to be firms who are trying to profit maximize, but they don't have that much high startup costs, so other firms can enter in. And there's not that much legal requirements or patents or anything that anyone can do to stop a new firm joining. So as a result, what happens is it's easy to write a model paragraph on it. All we're going to do is say, in the short run, or initially, the firm aims to profit maximize. Firms aim to profit maximize.
yeah.
They do this by setting prices at what point? What's the profit maximizing quantity?
Is it M works MC?
Good, MC Muzamar. Um, this is shown by the diagram below. What diagram am I going to draw? I'm going to draw the exact same monopoly diagram
No
because
difference.
no difference at all.
Uh,
The reason being is that that's what they're going to try to be like.
okay.
This is when the new bit comes in. The difference is that there are low or no barriers to entry. This means that new firms will see that existing firms are enjoying high amounts of supernormal profit. Okay.
Mm, mm,
That will create an incentive for them to want to enter the market. That will disrupt the entire market. Okay.
uh,
What we do is we start off the same way. So we start off with,
MC, same thing. Okay.
yeah, MC, AC. Now,
Mm,
what happened was before we had AR over here and MR
yeah.
over here, but now it's changed. The average revenue is basically the demand. What's going to happen to the demand for Apple if new people start copying Apple?
Um, the demand will decrease.
Yeah, because there's other people copying Apple. So,
Yeah.
for example, when Bolt came out, what happened to the demand for Uber? It would have fallen a bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore the demand curve is going to shift to the left. Okay, when we draw
Uh,
it, so obviously we won't know in real life, but because economics is based on some theories, we have
mm,
to be a bit silly when we do it. It has to be a tangent to the AC curve, kind of.
okay. For monopolistic diagrams.
Yeah. But basically, imagine it used to be here and it shifted over there.
Okay. So it's not like the other one above. Oh,
This, yeah.
the
So sometimes you might get taught it in a way where you do both of the diagrams in one.
mm,
So you might do this.
yeah.
You might on the same diagram want to show that it's now moved over here. But that's just wrong. Like you never have to do that. So it's just messy. Why would you bother doing
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's better off only doing them separately. So do the first one if you want to, and then say afterwards, this is what happens.
Okay.
Say that
Yeah.
the Gamma curve looks lower than normal because
Mm,
new firms entered, which means that each
demand.
firm faces a lower share of the market.
Okay.
Where does the firm still want it? The firm's objective is solely still to profit maximize. So they'll operate where MC equals MR, right?
Yep.
That's right here. So you've got this quantity compared to the other quantity, and you've got a price. Where does the price come from?
Price.
The
What do you
AR,
mean?
AR curve, yeah?
Oh yeah.
And the cost also comes from the AC curve, and they're a tangent. They're meant to be touching, which is why it's weird. So that's our price and our quantity.
Wait, is the line is a point where it goes across meant to be like a
Yeah,
point where AR and AC meet, or is there a
yeah.
bit of gap?
They're meant to be touching. They're meant to be touching.
Oh, or is that because of your line?
Yeah.
That's
So I'll show you a neat version
that's fine. I understand.
after. But you just have to practice it 2 or 3 times and you'll get it.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you do it, just do it step by step and just have a look at it. So, and to be honest, actually, it would make sense. I would probably write P2, C2, Q2, and I would reference back to the first diagram and be like, now the new price, the new cost, the new quantity. So the price is probably going to be lower and there's way less supernormal profit.
They'll also have to like label pi max, profit max on the diagram,
No, because you can just say that you did that where MC equals MR.
so you can get away with it.
No, you don't have to label it. You can just say in your paragraph there.
Oh,
We can
okay.
say the firm still chooses to operate at the point where it believes it will maximize profit,
Yeah.
which is MC equals MR mathematically. The
Mm.
outcome is shown in the diagram. There is zero supernormal profit. Just before that, you want to say that this means that there is a left shift in the demand curve for each existing firm.
Mhm.
AR shifts to the left. The diagram shows this, and then the diagram shows zero supernormal profit. We're done now. Diagram analysis is completely finished. All we got to do that's left is evaluation. Okay.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
First bad point is that there is now no dynamic efficiency. Do you remember from the last example what dynamic efficiency was?
Uh, it's like firms creating supernormal profits in the long run.
Exactly. So this firm is not making any supernormal profit
No, long run.
in the long run. In monopolistic, there's 2 diagrams. So this is monopolistic short run, and this is monopolistic long run.
Okay.
Uh, this means that any firm in a monopolistically competitive market is not going to have the facilities to reinvest. And if they're not going to reinvest, then consumers are not going to see improvements in the products that they're buying.
Okay.
So that's the first bad point. The profit in the short run is not enough because that could last 1 day before a new firm enters and copies them. Or it could last 1 week before a new firm enters and copies them. It's not sustainable for them to reinvest to the same extent if there was a barrier to entry and a monopoly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, the second point is technically they're not productively efficient, or this is where it gets a bit techy. So um, this is the bottom of the AC curve. They're not there, right?
Mhm.
Also, MC equals AR is here. They're not there either. Okay.
All right. How
So
come?
sorry.
How come?
What do you mean how come?
You said that they're not there. Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
They're at Q2, not at
mhm.
Q.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
How
not.
they?
It's about the quantity being at that quantity there,
Mm.
and that's the
Mm.
productive efficient quantity.
Yeah.
So we say, secondly, at Q2 or Q1, whatever you've described it as,
Yeah.
MC does not equal AR. Therefore, and then you just talk about they're not allocatively efficient. Yeah.
Yep.
And explain it in the same way how they're not benefiting consumers. Consumer surplus is very, very, very low, and it's unfair. They're still charging high prices. Also at Q2, um, they are not at the bottom of the AC curve, which means
Mm.
they're not productively efficient, which means there might be some waste. But we have to twist this a bit because actually everything we said so far is good. This seems like a good idea that they're taking profits away from the monopoly and the price is getting lower and they're not making as much profit. So, however, compared to a monopoly, they are still getting closer to the points of allocative efficiency. So they're still more allocatively efficient compared to a monopoly, right?
Mm.
Does that
Yeah,
make sense or is that confusing?
that's fine. Yeah, I understand.
Okay, cool. And then we just say that this is because they're not overcharging as much.
But that is this evaluation.
Yeah. They're not overcharging as much. And there is the reason for that is there is contestability.
Okay.
Firms caused hit and run competition. You don't have to say that, but you can. It's basically the fact that they came in and tried to undercut them. Or
What?
they saw some firms making profit, so they joined the market. Then all the firms lost some demand, so that prices went down because of that.
Okay, what does it mean by hit and run competition?
Like you're making profit, I hit and enter the market, steal some profit off you, and then we all get lower profit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wait, let me see actually what it's like as. Hit and run competition happens when firms enter and exit the market quickly. For example, when they see that someone else is making profit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you don't have to use the one if you don't feel comfortable with it. But that's just part of the theory.
All right.
There was hit and run competition because new firms saw existing firms making profit
Mhm.
and entered the market quickly entered the market. So basically, overall, what we've done is we've got pros and cons for both market structures. Monopolies are really good because they're the only ones who make a lot of profit and invest a lot. Monopolistic competition is good because they have lower prices, but they don't have the profit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After
Yep.
practice those, both the diagrams and the paragraphs, look at some essays, see if you can answer them. I'll send some questions as well, and then we'll keep going through the other market structures. I'll send you some videos.
Yeah, you can send me some questions based on these, then that'll be easier.
Yeah, have a look around yourself as well, and I'll try to send you some.
Yeah.
It will be a good exercise to look through and be like, oh, which ones relate? Because people often say that the questions are worded confusingly. So if you look
Mm.
through them and you're able to spot out that, oh, this one's about this or this one's about this, that's good practice as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you this question first of all, but yeah, let's leave it there for today then.